Hidden away in the North Yorkshire countryside, many people miss the cave that was once home to hyenas. Surrounded by trees, this is a site that in 1823 would divide science and church. In 1821, quarry workers in Kirkdale Valley, Yorkshire, discovered several bones in a cave. This was not unusual. However, local farmers did not recognise the remains, and in Georgian England there was only one man who could solve the mystery. William Buckland was a professor of Oxford, an ordained priest, and a lover of all animals. A year before the bones were found, Buckland had given a lecture at Oxford explaining the connection of geology with religion. The object of his lecture was to show that the study of geology was based on religion, and that all nature discovered created by God. Kirkdale, however, was to prove everyone wrong. The teeth and bones discovered in the cave numbered 23 different species of animals. Among these, tiger, elephant and hippopotamus remains, as well as more expected creatures such as rabbits and rats. While investigating, Buckland discovered that the marks left on the gnawed bones exactly fit the form of the canine hyena teeth when put together. Other evidence that led to the cave being a den for hyenas was the feces left behind, recognised at first sight by Buckland's friend, the Exeter menagerie keeper, to be from a spotted hyena. He believed from the large amount of bones that over a period of years at least 75 hyenas had lived there. He believed that if there had been a flood, either the carcasses floated entire or the bones alone drifted in after. However, the cave is not big enough to hold entire corpses, or the amount of separate bones a flood would wash in. He concludes that the bones would not have been broken to pieces, nor in different stages of decay, and that, had they been washed in by a succession of floods, we should have had a succession of beds of sediment, which the cave did not. Buckland's work at Kirkdale led to a Copley Medal for Outstanding Achievements in Research in 1823, the same year his book on the experience was published. Kirkbymoorside minister William Eastmead published his argument against Buckland, stating that, as animals were not made until after the Almighty had finished creation of the earth, the cave at Kirkdale is post-Diluvian. He continued that, it appears clear from the account given by Moses in the first chapter of the book of Genesis that God made the earth and finished it and pronounced it good before he made either vegetables or animals, and the animals, man excepted, were the last part of his works. In the rock at Kirkdale, there are vegetable and animal remains in abundance, which, compared with the account of Moses, proves the recent formation of that rock and constrains us to fix a date later than the deluge. He concludes that the account given by Moses of the order of creation justifies the above hypotheses. I spoke to the warden of Kirkdale's church, Edward Wood, about the history of the cave.
They would be there when Noah's flood came, and they would all be drowned. But Mr. Bradley says no, that was wrong. People think to get all that amount, they would get in there out at road at water and they would all be drowned in there, but no, they say not.
Kirkdale has long been associated with religion. The church opposite the river, St Gregory's Minster, is one of the oldest in England. Named for St Gregory, who was Pope in the years 596–04, the church dates back to the 1050s and was built on the ruins of an older church.
That's the original doorway.
Edward kindly showed me around, pointing out the historical features such as Tudor windows that attracts hundreds of visitors a year.
The beheaded stone. They found that in the basement. It's very important to the church. We should add it upside of the path for the visitors. Each of those little holes, it had a lead peg in it, and one in the middle. And when the sun shone on the church, people could tell the time of day.
St Gregory's biggest draw is the famous Anglo-Saxon sundial above the front door. In Old English, it says, Orm, the son of Gamal, bought St Gregory's church when it was broken and fallen, and had it made anew from the ground, in honour of Christ and St Gregory, in the days of Edward the King and Tosti the Earl. The Edward referenced is Edward the Confessor, one of the last Anglo-Saxon kings of England. Tostig was the brother of King Harold Godwinson, who died in the infamous 1066 Battle of Hastings. Tostig himself died a month earlier in the Battle of Stamford Bridge near York. The sundial has been preserved throughout the centuries and still remains today, attracting many visitors from around the world. Kirkdale is a hidden valley, a gateway to the past, quietly showing the historical relationship between science and religion. It has remained for hundreds of years, and hopefully for hundreds more.